Hey, greetings to you. My name is Nelson, though I am mostly called Zionson, and I am going to tell you why I am mostly called Zionson and why I even prefer to be called Zionson than Nelson. So, by the grace of God, I have actually gone through various stages of life just like every other person, and I am excited to share with you my personal story, and I pray you don't only listen but you find inspiration and motivation in my story as you follow. I would like to start by appreciating my creator and sustainer, God Almighty, for keeping me up to this point. I also want to thank God that my story is not a sad or a pathetic one. All I went through, I have come to realize that it was worth it, and the summation of it all is what I am about to share with you as my personal story. So I will take you back to 2014, the year in which I got my first professional certificate in civil engineering. It is a certificate by French appellation Certificat d'aptitude professionnelle, which goes by abbreviation CAP. So that was my first professional certificate in civil engineering, and by then it was still my dad that was sponsoring me. After I got the CAP certificate in 2014, my dad told me that he was unable to continue sponsoring me immediately, and since I couldn't sponsor myself as well, it meant that the whole of 2014-2015 I was to be completely away from school. By then I had a friend out of the village whom I called to help me look for a place in town where I can come and even assist somebody to do a little job so as to be able to resume my studies the next academic year. So he looked around and located a soya vendor whom he connected me to. So the whole of 2014-2015 I was working with him, and by the year 2015-2016 I had to resume school. So according to how the academic system was structured, I got the CAP certificate in Form 4, meaning that when I resumed in 2015-2016 I was in Form 5, and the certificate I was to work after was the O level, that is ordinary level certificate. So one thing led to the other, and in the end I got another professional certificate in civil engineering, which was the O level certificate. So Form 5 was actually the end of the secondary school level, meaning that me moving ahead, I was to be moving into the high school level, which was in two levels, lower seed and upper seed. So the lower seed level was actually a transitional level, meaning that we were not to obtain any professional certificate in lower seed. But something happens in the lower seed level in the region where we were schooling. That was in 2016-2017 academic year. A crisis broke out, like a kind of war that led to the shutdown of businesses, including schools. So everything was halted in the region, and I had to leave again. So I left the region. I first of all went back to the person with whom I was working when I was away from school. So I went back there and continued doing the soya business with him. And I later discovered that the crisis was persisting, like classes were not to resume anytime soon. So I had to relocate to another town, a town in which I will now be doing the business for my own self. So I relocated to another town and started doing the business by myself. And now 3 years passed again, and nothing had changed in the region. So I had to think again what I could do to continue my studies without returning to the region. So in the process of making inquiries of where I could actually continue my studies without going back to the regions were actually the Anglophone regions of Cameroon. Yeah, so those were the only regions that were affected by the crisis. So I had to look for a good school in the Francophone regions where I could continue my studies without going back to the region where the crisis was going on. So I called one of my teachers who was also teaching me back then in Lower Seat, that is in the region where the crisis was now going on. So he told me that he had also relocated to another town in the Francophone zones, and he was actually teaching in one school there. So he encouraged me and told me that I could come and continue my studies there. So I had to pack my things and resume school. So I resumed school in 2019-2020 academic year. So finally I went back to school and rededicated myself to studies as usual. It was a moment for me to meet new friends. We studied together, we went on field trips together, and school life was good again. And while even schooling there, I never stopped going to the site, so I always go out on free days to practice one or two things in my field. And before I knew it, I finally made it again. I obtained my advanced level certificate in civil engineering, which was another professional certificate in my field. So after I obtained the advanced level certificate in civil engineering, that was in 2020, I wrote a couple of competitive exams, and finally I was admitted into the University of Bamenda. The first week I settled in Bamenda as a student, and the first Sunday I went to church, I received my baptism. It happened back then in 2019-2020 that when I was still in Upper Seat, I met one brother that was always preaching to me, telling me a lot of things about God and baptism. So when I went now to Bamenda, we were still together, and that first Sunday we went to church together, and that is how I received my baptism. So after my baptism, a lot of things began to change in my life, until one time I just discovered that when somebody is asking for my name, I will say my name is Zion Son, even before noticing that I didn't say my name was Nelson. So that is how I preferred to be called Zion Son after my baptism. And that is actually because when somebody calls me Zion Son, it reminds me of that particular day. So I told you I was going to tell you why I prefer to be called Zion Son than Nelson, right? So that is actually the reason. So the university life continued. It was an amazing journey, meeting and studying with different people from various educational backgrounds. It was an interesting journey. I had to make sure that I never missed seminars, I never missed lectures, because I wanted a maximum of results for myself. And even while in the university, I always made sure that I go back to my little business, which is the soya business, on holidays, that is short breaks. Whenever they give a short break, I'll make sure that I go back to it, because that was the main thing assisting me in school then, and I was the one sponsoring myself. Apart from the classwork that we had in the university, we always had a moment to go on internship, that is to go on practice. And taking advantage of such moments, I worked a lot on structures across many towns in the country, and also I worked on wall claddings, that is metallic wall cladding. I worked on surveys, I worked on laboratory work, that is on road works. So I actually learned a lot in these particular fields, and down to 2023-2024 I graduated with a bachelor degree in civil engineering. So after obtaining my bachelor's degree in civil engineering, I had to study for one more year to obtain my master's degree in civil engineering. So I studied for one more year, and down to October 2025 I defended my master's degree in civil engineering. And after I defended, I was called to work in one of the companies in which I used to go and do internship on roadworks. I actually went back there with the interest to work in the company, but due to negotiation defaults, that is, they didn't actually pay how I expected them to pay, I had to return. So I returned and continued with my side hustle, which is the soya business. And down to December 2025, that was on the 12th of December 2025, I finally graduated as a master's degree holder in civil engineering. So after graduating, I took it upon myself that my first year after graduation, I was not to do anything civil engineering. Like, I was not going to work in the field. I was not going to work in any company as a civil engineer. So I actually dedicated my first year after graduation to be a year to explore more, to learn more, to be stabilized more before actually venturing into the field as a civil engineer. Though people in the field that trusted my design skills would always contact me to design structures for them, so they would contact me, give me the details of the site and tell me exactly what they expect on the site, and I will always design and deliver back to them for execution, and they would pay me for that. So even while doing that, I was always going back to my side hustle, which is the soya business, until affiliate marketing came in. So if I am here to tell you about affiliate marketing, you have seen from my story, it is not actually because I lack something doing. It's simply because in as much as I can go out and sell soya and earn not less than 15k in a day, or I go to a chantier or a building site and earn not less than 10k in a day, now I have seen a business that has the propensity to give me over 100k in a day without going out to do heaven and earth before I earn. So I have learned and practicalized affiliate marketing, and the results are so loud that I cannot keep them to myself. So I am going to be teaching you how to start your own affiliate marketing and start making money online. So I am Brother Zionson. I am Engineer Zionson. I am Coach Zionson, and this is my story.